Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Rune News. I'm your host, Ryan, and as always, it's bloody good to have you guys here in the audience today. And this week we get the final poll 83 changes from Jagex, specifically around the Castle War updates. Does look like a lot of fun. We're going to go through that in just a moment. And hopefully next week we get the release of Yama, the duo endgame boss that everyone was excited for from the RuneFest summit that they announced. Looking forward to hopefully next week getting the Yama boss, if not the week after, who knows. But we are getting it in April. That is the theory. That's what Jagex said. So strap in tight for that one. But in the meantime, I have one question for you all to answer in the comment section down below today, which is about the Runescape Dragonwilds game Jagex announced this week. What are your thoughts? What do you think? Do you like it? Are you going to try it when it comes out? Personally, it's going to be a lot like Valheim. So you're going to have like a lot of fun for the first 200 hours in 3 days that the game comes out. And then you'll probably be back on RuneScape when you have to go back to work and realize that upkeep is a fucking chore. Sure, it's going to be a fun game, but RuneScape, or old school RuneScape specifically, will always reign supreme. Don't be afraid to hit the like and subscribe button while you're down there, down below, typing away. I greatly appreciate the support. Let me know your thoughts. That being said, we're now going to move on to the old school RuneScape update for this week. My name is Ryan. You're watching Rune News. You're watching Rune News. This is Rune News, and you're watching Rune News. Poll 83 Castle Wars update is the name of this week's old school RuneScape update, and as the great late Anakin Skywalker once boldly claimed as he was about to slaughter millions of children in the Jedi Temple, this is where the fun begins. Starting off with the Castle Wars brews, helmets on, bandages that mean business, portal changes. This is a lot of great content updated for Castle Wars, but there's one problem. Whoever wrote this blog needs to just shut the fuck up and get to the details. Stop trying to be smart and witty and fun. We don't care. We just want to know the juice. And the reality is, unfortunately, to the best of my knowledge, Castle Wars is just dead shit content, which is unfortunate because it's a great game mode. It's Capture the Flag. Who doesn't love Capture the Flag? Well, unfortunately, PvP just doesn't have that same itch, that same scratch. However, a quick rundown. I believe this is specific just to Castle Wars worlds. Castle Wars brews are just going to be stamina potions and super restores on top of what they already do for you, which is like a super combat, ranged potion and saturated heart. You can now wear helmets in Castle Wars. Bandages are even better. They basically are like anglerfish now. They overheal, and they don't do the wilderness thing where they won't overheal. If you're in combat in the wilderness, you'll just be able to overheal throughout the whole PvP instance. Portal changes on Castle Wars worlds only. You cannot pick a side. You go through the Guthix portal. You get put in Zamorak or Saradomin sides. Doesn't matter that way. It's always balanced teams. Castle Wars bracelets can now be stored at the guy that's the shop, the Lanthus guy. He'll store your charges. No big deal there. You can turn that off as well. And you get a Castle Wars rune pouch update. So basically, when you enter Castle Wars now, on the Castle Wars world specifically, I think might be across both worlds, you get a rune pouch which you can pick up in the lobby as well. The safe room at the start of your team in your castle. What this does is basically gives you all the runes in the pouch that you can optimize turning on and off so you can cast all of your spells. Now, the only downside to this is that you don't get magic XP when you cast spells, but you can ditch it and bring your own runes if you want to get magic XP in Castle Wars for that juicy bug exploiting XP rates that Jagex just happens to want to allow into the game. Fair enough. So you can always do that. You can destroy the pouch, pick a new one up, no big deal. Someone commented last week saying, you talk too fast, why are you always out of breath, what's going on in Rune News, why do you do that? Basically, go fuck yourself, don't care, testicles. So moving on now to more tickets, more loot. Basically, if you're on a dedicated Castle Wars world, the ticket or the point system is the exact same, but everyone gets +1 ticket. If you're not on a Castle Wars world playing a friendly scratch match with the boys, you just get standard rates. That's pretty much the general consensus of it. They've made the shop like every other new shop now, which is awesome. Everything is the exact same, except you can now get these Castle Wars supply crates, which are not used with tickets. They're used, you buy them with plaudits, which plaudits you get from playing Castle Wars in general. I think you get just 2 plaudits per ticket or some shit. Basically, what this does is it gives you blighted resources, a mixture of blood, death, soul, nature runes, rune arrows, and javelins, lovely money. So this is what you can get out of here. For some reason, rune javelins is 9/11. Shout the fuck out to America, by the way. Hell yeah. I don't know why javelins are in there, as if, I guess maybe for ballistas. Otherwise, javelins are really not that good of an item, at least rune ones anyway. So that's what you can get. Does this mean that Castle Wars is going to become like a new, I guess, a re-engaged piece of content? Maybe for low-level Ironmen, maybe for low-level hardcores, maybe for some sort of exploiting. This might revive the Castle War worlds, but I really don't fucking think so. I don't think this is enough when Soul Wars is just better. at the end of the day, Soul Wars is just fucking better, and LMS is also fucking better too. So I don't see it happening really. LMS, you don't have to rely on this unless there is a massive Castle Wars bot farm that starts up. I don't know if there already is one. Same that goes with Soul Wars. LMS and Soul Wars have bots going that keeps the game's going and consistent. Now, of course, Jagex doesn't have a fucking handle on the botting problem no matter what. So I guess this just means more bots are coming to the game, which means more resources getting flushed into the game. Luckily, every single item in this inventory right here doesn't actually have anywhere to go on the Grand Exchange. It can't go any further lower because of alchemy prices. It ain't going to go much higher. The runes actually might drop a tiny bit, but that's if we really give that much of a shit, which we probably don't. So this is only going to be really worthy of an update if there is a massive Castle Wars botting farm on the Castle Wars dedicated worlds, which puts Jagex in a tricky spot. It's a bit of an oxymoron. Either you want Castle Wars to be active, but it's going to be fucking botted, which is against the rules, and they're certain that they have a control on the botting situation, or this is a waste of time, this update, and it's dead content. I'll let you guys decide. Let me know in the comment section down below once you've hit that like and subscribe button, which I know you already have, because, I mean, I'm a fucking big boy. Anyways, moving forward, we've got, yeah, that's about it for the following changes. Just little, like, knickknacks, little niggles here and there to describe, like, the Zami Spear and the Dragon Spear. You can, like, keep smacking cunts instead, like in the Wilderness and Bounty Hunter, how you can't do that. Castle Wars, you can kind of grief people. Otherwise, it doesn't matter. Rune pouch changes. This is what the rune pouch interface looks like now, which doesn't matter because you just rune pouch in your bank anyway, rather than the inventory. So, looks good anyway. Big fan of the buttons down below. That's awesome. And then other changes. Basically, in the other changes section, there is nothing worth looking at here. All of it's complete horseshit, waste of time. LMS is back on OSRS, which means Daddy is absolutely getting fucking racist this week. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is it this week for the old school RuneScape update. But in the meantime, we are going to go over the Grand Exchange and look at some massive increases. Jesus. Maybe I do have cancer. Increases in prices over some big ticket items that you're going to want to be looking at and either investing in or farming upcoming soon in the old school RuneScape game for the economy. If you're not an Iron Man, of course. If you are an Iron Man, then sit tight, because the RuneScape 3 update that you're about to hear about right now is fucking juicy. They've got massive things coming this week, and if you're an old school RuneScape fan, you're going to love shitting on them in just a moment, so stay tuned. Welcome everybody to the RuneScape 3 section. This is the RuneScape 3 update this week on Rune News, hosted by yours truly, Ryan. RuneScape 3 here. We've got an update this week. This is news flash for everyone involved. Massive things happening in RuneScape 3. Old school RuneScape players, sit tight. We'll be over in just a minute. There's just one giant piece of information that I think covers the entire platform and plethora of RuneScape 3 content that's happening, not just this week, but since the release of RuneScape 3 itself. That is one simple fact, and that is the fact that RuneScape 3 is fucking dog shit. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Grand Exchange segment for Rune News. My name is Wade Green, and this week, you've all been fucking scammed. The flare trousers are up 3.5 mil. This is a scam. If you own flare trousers, now is the time to sell. These will dip straight back down to the 2.8 mil mark very, very soon. Now, this is why the flared trousers are part of a current bug where you can loop your emotes, and the flared trousers, your guy does the fucking dance like this instead. Then you can switch pants. It's purely a flex. It was just so people could do this little fucking flared pants loop and dance bug. Once the hype has died off, because it really is just some niche bullshit, that's just going to hit the fucking rock bottom like there's no tomorrow. Yes, it's a rare drop, but you do not need to be paying this much just for a flex, just to do an emote, so that everyone that sees you doing that at the Grand Exchange and goes, wow, how'd you do that? Well, they're not going to remember you when you're fucking dead. So sell that shit now, wait for it to come back down, then buy your pants back. Alternatively, the ornament kit for the Tormented Bracelet keeps on dropping, of course, because there was a buff to the Tormented Bracelet, and I believe we are a go. The results are all green lights for the Tormented kit as far as we know. So the new Tormented upgrade, fuck the Tormented kit off. This is going to hit the bottom because this new Delve Boss system is going to be super easy to conquer, super easy to smash. You're going to be able to get these new upgraded gloves in no time, and they're going to be beautiful. Now, the Cypher Tour is experiencing a bit of trauma here, up and down, left, right, side to side, in and out. Who gets a fuck? Testicles on the back and slap him, give him a good ride, and up you go. Third challenge flag, Rebel Montana. So here we go, sitting at the 1.84 bill mark for the Cypher Tour. Now, basically, this is going to go up as soon as Yama comes out. Hopefully next week, week after, we're looking to see the Cypher fucking skyrocket. Then the Delve Boss again in June/July. The Cypher is going to be a beautiful piece of content that you're going to want to get your hands on. This, I believe, is a good price to be buying, or farming tops. Actually, farming top is the play. Buying if you've got the spare cash. Don't sell your bank for it, but if you're on the edge of buying a scythe and you're kind of and an just fucking pull the pin. This shit ain't dropping any fucking time soon. No way will we be seeing the scythe drop at all in the near future. And then finally, the true investment has begun. You fuckers fell for it. We bought them all up. The mole slippers are at 550k. That's a fucking bargain. If you're not investing in mole slippers right now to make yourself some cash, you are fucking missing out. The flared trousers going up. Sell that shit. You can get a good 6 pairs of mole slippers for that, easy, with change. Get yourself a pair of mole slippers today and become a rich cunt tomorrow. What you got to do though is you got to tell your friends about it. You buy the mole slippers, you get yourself 3 pairs for 550k each. That's 1.6 bill right there. You tell your friend, you go, look, I got 3 pairs of mole slippers. I just made 400k off them by sitting here doing nothing. You should buy them now because they're going to continue going up. Your friend buys mole slippers. He buys them for 700k a pair. That's 150k increase already. He tells his friends too. His friend buys them for 800k because they're going up. Who knows? Your 550 investment has now become an 800k investment per pair. Word of mouth. Easy game. It's that simple. Network marketing, baby. It's all up to you, the player, the consumer. And we've managed to drive the price down this fucking far that you can now slam it and drive that price right back up to the fucking moon and make the money you need. The areola boots are on the way down. The mole slippers are on the way up. No better way to do it. No better time to buy it. My name is Wade Green and I'm a fat cunt. Have a good night. Our first Ironman moment for the week goes to Fergo getting a abyssal pet here from Guardians of the Rift. This little cunt here, just AFKing, pulling a bunch of what are they called? Rift charges, rift pets out of the rift pool. You got to pull it out of his stomach. It could be anyone on this account here. Honestly, it could be Will's account, could be Anubis' account. Who fucking knows? But they got the pet. We know they're not botting because it's not Shangas, but GZ on the ugly triangle temple-headed pet. Our second moment for the week goes to the infamous Good Day to You All, playing on the standard client still. Incredible stuff. Getting his third Grazi Rapier here from his third purple in Theatre of Blood. The reason you're still getting just dog shit drops is because you're just on the dog shit client. Try upgrading. I know your computer won't run RuneLight. Try changing it over so it's running on the GPU. Who knows? There's no. I find it very difficult to believe that the standard client runs better than the RuneLight client, considering the RuneLight client is infinitely more optimized. Something is going on there. Something fishy's happening, and that's why you're getting dog shit purple drops. Switch to RuneLight, guaranteed you'll pull a scythe within the next like 10 to 15 purples. I guarantee it. And then finally we have 19 Kilo with the 10kc Sanjuin ornament kit after getting a 6kc holy kit. So he's pretty much finished hard mode top. He's got it sorted, 10kc done. Get to 50kc with your combat achievements, get all the other ones smashed out on the way, and you're done Grandmaster forever. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is it this week for Rune News. My name is Ryan, yours truly. Of course, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next week for hopefully the Yama Boss update blog. Have a good night, suck a dick, have a night. This is the easiest room in the raid. It's quite simple. You got a big boy, look at him, goddamn! Fuck me, look at that boy. It's huge!